Hello, students. Welcome to the third part of the chapter Marie Curie. In the previous video, the second part of Marie Curie, we discussed about the challenges faced by Marie Curie and how she, along with her husband, Pierre Curie, worked tirelessly to bring into light the discovery of radium. As I've already talked about, that radium later on it proved to be a boon for treating cancer patients, and even X-rays were also made possible because of this discovery. Now, in today's video, we are going to talk about their discussion. Whose discussion? Marie Curie and Pierre Curie's discussion. They were discussing something very serious. And what happened? What were the chain of events just after that discussion? So, let's start without wasting much time. Now, the first para of today's video. Perry explained these things to his wife one Sunday morning. We have two choices, Perry told her. We can describe the results of our research without reserve, including the process of purification, or else we can consider ourselves to be the proprietors, the inventors of radium, patent the technique, and manufacture radium throughout the world. Now, in this paragraph, Perry comes to Marie Curie. You understand now? He comes to Marie Curie and keeps two choices in front of her. And these choices are to get profit or not to get profit. From what? From the discovery of radium. He says, we can describe the results of our research without reserve. And what this research is all about? So, it's all about radium. So, he means to say, it means to disclose the discovery of radium without claiming the ownership. Without reserve means without claiming the ownership. Then he talks about his second choice. He says, or else we can consider ourselves to be the proprietors, the inventors of radium, patent the patent the technique and manufacture radium throughout the world. It means to get profit from the invention of the radium. So he kept two choices basically. In the first choice, he talks about to take profit, to not to take profit, and the second choice he talk about to take profit, to commercialize this so that they can have more and more money. So he kept two choices in front of Marie Curie. Now next para. Mary reflected for a few seconds. Then she said, it is impossible. It would be contrary to scientific spirit. Perry's serious face lighted. Now here Mary reflected means she thinks deeply, carefully. She was thinking something deeply and carefully about the matter. And after few seconds, she says, it is not possible for her to take advantage or to take profit or to earn money using their scientific ideas, using this research. This idea can just be opposite to scientific spirit. Here you can understand that how Marie Curie was a very down to earth woman. She was a selfless and true human being who always thought of society first. She was a person whose only priority was the welfare of society. Now, next page. If we remain the proprietors, we could have a fine laboratory too. Mary's gaze grew fixed. Physicists always publish their researches completely. If our discovery has a commercial future, it is an accident by which we must not profit. And if radium is going to be used in treating disease, it is impossible to take advantage of that. Now, in favor of the second choice, first para I'm explaining, if we remain the proprietors. So, what happens, children? In favor of the second choice, Perry said that if they remain the proprietors, means the owner, right? They will have a fine laboratory too, which they did not have for so many years, for so long. Here, Mary's gaze grew fixed means she was looking at a certain point and thinking something very deeply. And after that, she says, if the discovery of radium will have a commercial future, it will be by accident, not by intention. Further, she says that cannot make profit or she cannot make money out of her discovery. If radium can treat cancer patients, she shouldn't take advantage out of it. She means to say that it will be her good luck, it will be her good effort, and because of that, because of her discovery, so many peoples are getting cured. So these words of Marie Curie show her great heartedness. She was the epitome of sacrifice, even being at the pathetic condition. She never thought of doing something illegal or doing something wrong. She always thought of the welfare of the people, the welfare of the society. She was a master, masterpiece, you can say. She was not a materialistic woman. She led a very simple life and full of values, that also. So these lines, these words portray her character, that which kind of character she was. She was not at all a materialistic woman. Now, just after that, what happened? Having decided, Perry and Mary headed for the woods on their beloved bicycles. They had chosen forever between poverty and fortune. In the evening, they came back exhausted, their arms filled with leaves and field flowers. Now, this paragraph tells what happens after their discussion. Now, after their discussion, they take their bicycles and go to the nearby woods. Here, woods means forest or nearby any natural place like forest or jungle, sort of. So, in the evening, when they come back exhausted, they are completely tired, and their arms are full of leaves and flowers. Now, on 10th December, reading the text, just look at the screen carefully, all of you. On 10th December 1903, the Academy of Science of Stockholm announced that Nobel Prize in Physics for the current year was awarded half to Henry Becquerel, half to Mosier and Madame Curie for their discoveries in radioactivity. Now, now this paragraph tells a very important thing to you, and it was that on 10th December 1903, the Academy of Science of Stockholm announced that the Nobel Prize for Physics would be given to not to one person but to three people, half to Henry Becquerel and half to Curies. Curies means here Marie Curie and Pierre Curie, for the discovery in radioactivity. The Nobel Prize meant 70,000 gold francs. There were loans to be repaid to Perry's brother, Mary's sisters, donation to scientific societies, gifts to students, and to a childhood friend of Mary. Mary also installed a modern bathroom in their little house and repapered a shabby room, which it never entered her head to mark the occasion by buying a new hat. Now, on the name of occasion, on the name of Nobel Prize award, Mary got 70,000 gold francs, and with that money, she did many things. There were many loans which they took from their relatives, and those loans they had to repay. So they repaid it. They had to give gifts to their students, a childhood friend of Mary. They had also given their money for charity, for to that kind of society. Not only these, she also spent some money on her household stuffs. For example, she installed a modern bathroom and spent some money on the wallpaper too. But in the middle of all these, she forgot to buy a new hat, which was she was in need of buying a new hat, but she forgot that. So she had to carry on with the old one. Now, next para. Keeping away from limelight, Mary soon resumed the routine of school and laboratory. Towards 2:30, Thursday, 19th April 1906, a sultry rainy day, Perry left the university, attempted to cross a road, accidentally stepped into the path of heavy dray, and lost his life in a flash. After the funeral, the government officially proposed to award Mary a pension. She refused flatly. I am young enough to earn my living and that of my children, she said, displaying her habitual bravery. Now, as she refused to take pension, what did the faculty of science do? So they, without revealing their name, without revealing the department's name, decided to give Perry's post to Mary. And here you can here she again created history. This was the first time that a woman was given a position in French higher education. Here she proved again to the world that values, the good values, never go in vain. Now, on the day of her first lecture, the hall was full of people to witness the unprecedented scene. Which scene? When a woman got a high post in the history for the very first time. And when she came walking, the people were applauding. She waited for the people to stop before saying anything, and then she said, in physics there had been had been seen a huge progress with which had taken place with their ideas concerning electricity and matter. Marie Curie had resumed the course at the precise sentence where Marie Curie had left it. Tears rose to the eyes and rolled down the faces there. Mary again started that course which Perry had left. While reading the text, there were tears in everybody's eyes which rolled down to their faces. But tears never allowed, Mary's tears never allowed Mary to take away her strength. She took her responsibility like a strong woman, like a mother, like a scientist, like a researcher, and now like a lecturer. Now, the last para. Now, the personal fame of Marie Curie mounted and spread like a bursting rocket, and Sweden awarded her the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for the year 1911. No other man or woman to date has ever received the prize for two different subjects. To the end of her life, Mary continued her work with passion and dedication. On Friday, 6th July 1934, the robust heart beat no more. Mary was buried beside Perry in a cemetery at Sussex in the presence of her family, friends, co workers, and students who loved her. Now, her dedication, her consistent hard work brought colors again. In the year 1911, she was again awarded with Nobel Prize, and this time in chemistry, not in physics. She got immense popularity. She was in the limelight all over her life after that. No man or woman till that date have ever received Nobel Prize for two different subjects. To the end of her life, she continued her hard work with passion and dedication. And eventually, on 6th July 1934, the robust heart beat no more, means she passed away. She was also buried, as being a Christian, so she was also buried beside Perry's cemetery in the presence of her family, friends, co workers, and students who loved her. So this is all about the story of Mary Curie. Students, I hope you would have understood whatever I have taught. So the task for you to go through the chapter, to go through the text, line by line, word by word. Having any difficulty, ask your questions with the help of comment section. Right, so I'll be waiting for your questions, and in the next video, just let me tell you what we are going to do. So in the next video, we are going to continue discussing the question answers of this chapter Marie Curie, and also some internal questions. Till then, take care. Bye bye.